All right, so let's answer this question. Find the equation of the line that passes through the points minus 4, 5. So we have minus 4, 5, and then we have 2 minus 1. So the first thing we can do is, assign them x1, y1. So this can be our x1, y1. Okay, and this can be our x2, y2. Sorry. Okay, so we have our x1, y1, and our x2, y2. So next thing we need to do now, what is the formula or the equation of a line? So we have y equals mx plus b, or you can also write it as y equals mx plus c. It's the same thing. Okay. All right. Now, the first thing we can find is the gradient, okay, which is the m here. Okay, so the m represents the gradient. So how do we find the gradient? So m will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we've already identified or we've already labeled our, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, that's why I did that initially, so we don't, make any mistakes. So what's our y2 here? That will be -1 minus 5 over 2 minus -4. Okay, -1 minus 5, that would be -6. Okay, over 2 minus minus 4. So if we open the bracket, this becomes plus. That would be 2 plus 4, which would be -6 over 6, which gives us -1. So it means that our gradient, is -1. Okay, so we've achieved the first step. We found our gradient. Our gradient is -1. So how do we find the b now? Okay, we found the gradient. How do we find the b? So we can simply replace. Okay, now first of all, we have y equals mx plus b or mx plus c, depending on where you are. So since our m is -1, this can now become y equals -1 x plus b. So in order to find the b, so we need to replace this y and x. So we can just pick any of these points. So I'll pick, let's say, this point here. So when x is, let me use a different color. So when x is -4, y is equal to 5. Okay, so it means for our equation, we can simply replace x with -4 here and y with 5 here. We'll end up having something like this. 5 equals -1 times -4 plus b. All right, 5 equals -1 times -4, that is 4. 4 plus b. We can move the 4 to the other side. Okay, and remember, when you move a number across the equal to sign, its sign is going to change. So the 4 becomes -4. I'll end up having 5 minus 4 equals b. Obviously, b is equal to 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. All right, so it means that our m is -1 and our b is 1. So what we end up having is this equation. So hold on, let me move down a bit. So the y equals mx plus b now becomes y equals -1 x plus the b is 1, so 1. And then if we can continue, we have y equals -x plus 1. So this will be our answer. Y equals -x plus 1. And you can actually test this. So let me move to the uh, Desmos graphing calculator. So hold on. I can move to the Desmos graphing calculator here. All right, I think this is it. Okay, and we just put in the equation y equals negative x plus 1. And let's see if if the point we had before will fall. So let's test we test the first one, which is negative 4 and 5. So let's say negative 4, 5. Okay, see it here? It's on this line here. So our answer is correct. So this is the line y equals negative x plus 1. And you can see the point negative 4, 5 falls on it. And also, let's also put 1, negative 2. Sorry, 2, negative, hold on, 1. Yes. Okay. 2, negative 1. Yeah, you can see it's also here too. So this is the equation of the line. All right. We have negative 4, 5, and then 2, negative 1. Let me go back to the original. Okay, so the points were negative 4, 5, and 2, negative 1. So we've gotten our answer. Our answer is y equals negative x plus 1. So that's how you can find the equation of a line. I hope this helps. Thank you very much.